what exactly is a relaxation specialist? I mean, I say that in my mind, it's like, just go to sleep.
Well, for a lot of people, just going to sleep is a hard thing because their mind races. They have all of these thoughts. And so the best way to break it down is that the thoughts are the starting point of everything. And we have to acknowledge how important our thoughts are and how much power they have. There's so much power in our thoughts and in our words. And so our thoughts are what create the emotion. It's not the other way around. We wouldn't feel the emotion we feel if we didn't think the thought first. And then once we have the emotion or the feeling, that's what then drives us to choose to behave a certain way. So the feeling then drives the behavior, and the behavior reinforces the original thought and it creates a loop. And so where I work specifically is in the thoughts themselves, because it has been shown through science that there are actually peptides and amino acid chains that represent the different emotions that we experience day to day. And those are released when a certain thought happens. So that's the process of it. So there's a physical component to how that is released. And so when you're working on kind of severing that connection, because sometimes those emotions that are generated are not good, or they're emotions that were generated because of something you experienced when you were 7. Now someone's 37 and going, why am I still acting this way? I'm not that same person. I've evolved, I've grown, yet the thought pattern hasn't. So I help to sever that connection within the brain. And so that's what helps people to relax, because they're not being driven by these negative thought patterns that can be very oppressive and very difficult to overcome on your own.
Is there a tip or something that people can do like easily to apply that like right now that you can share? Like for instance, I know lots of people go, I can't sleep because I have so much stuff going on in my mind. I lie down there, I just keep on thinking, oh, what's gonna happen here? What do I have to do tomorrow? And all that kind of stuff. So how does one clear their mind so they could go right to sleep?
Well, there's definitely a simple way. When I work with my clients one to one, we get much more in depth into this. But the simplest way to explain it is that we need to connect our subconscious mind, which is where all of this lives, with our conscious mind. And so we do that through closing our eyes and holding our breath, because those are two easy things that we have conscious control of that are normally driven by the subconscious. So when you close your eyes consciously and hold your breath consciously, your subconscious perks up and is like, excuse me, that's my job. What are you doing? So it's alert, it's paying attention. And then while you're holding your breath, you think the sentence, I release all negative emotions with, and you can say with the situation, with a person's name, with whatever it is that's causing your mind to run in circles. And then as soon as you've thought that, you immediately release your breath. And you're creating a very strong connection between thought and then action. And the body really loves that. It says, okay, this must be something important. I'm paying attention. And so I have my clients use this technique when they're not working with me directly. Because when they're working with me directly, we get to the meat of exactly what the emotions are that they need to release and exactly what the thought pattern is that's connecting them. But this is a great way to kind of relieve some of the pressure. And you just say it over and over in your head until you feel better.
Good. I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yeah.
When it comes to relaxation, I think there's another aspect to that with the frequency and sound, which is something you demonstrate on stage when I got to see you. Talk more about that. That's sound healing, correct?
Yes. So something that is a great way to understand it, and this was something that JT asked on stage. Um, People feel music. I think every human has had that experience where there's a song that you feel sad when you hear it, or you feel pumped when you hear it. But music has a feeling, and that's, I think, like opera can be so impactful, even if it's in a different language. It's in Italian, it's in French, it's in German, whatever it is. You don't know what they're saying, but you can feel the emotion behind the words. And I think that's a great intro into sound healing for people, for them to make the connection that they've already experienced in their regular life, that they can feel a connection to music. And through sound healing, we're just tapping into that. because everything is frequency. And, you know, as engineers, we study that on a completely different level than what we study it here, or how I study it. But that's a way where you can be tapping into bringing the body back into balance. The body wants to be in homeostasis. And so when we are out of balance, whether we are too much or too little in one area, the sound can help to rebalance it and bring it back to center.
Awesome. So if you had to relate success to gift cards, how is success like gift cards?
Ooh, success is like gift cards because we all have them in our wallet and we're not utilizing them. Boom.
And the longer you have them in there, they diminish in value.
Exactly, exactly. Like, what are you carrying around in your wallet that you're not fully utilizing right now? That's going to
Well,
lead
well
to
done.
success.
Awesome.